Today, breaking news. Secretary of State Marco Rubio pushed back on questions about congressional notification, saying the administration briefed the Gang of Eight and complied with legal requirements. Rubio argued no president has fully accepted the War Powers Act as constitutional, while critics say Congress deserves broader oversight. The exchange is intensifying the debate in Washington over executive war powers and transparency.
Well, we did. We notified Congress. We notified the Gang of Eight. We notified congressional leadership. There's no law that requires us to do that. The law says we have to notify them 48 hours after beginning hostilities. We've done that. I think the notification went today. But we did notify members of Congress in advance. But we can't notify 535 members of Congress. Well, the Congress can vote on whatever they want, but there's no law that requires us to do that. And I want to say something because I see people on TV. Look, that's fine. If they want to take a war powers vote, they can do that. They've done that. They've done that a bunch of times. But people keep saying that there's no law that requires the president to have done anything with regards to this. To begin with, no presidential administration has ever accepted the War Powers Act as constitutional. Not Republican presidents, not Democratic presidents. That said, we have followed the notification at 48 hours. We're here today. I've done more Gang of Eight briefings than I got in the 4 years that Biden was president and I was a member of the Gang of Eight. All of that said, we've complied with the law 100%.
Prime Minister Netanyahu says Middle East leaders privately thanked President Trump for confronting Iran, calling it a major security shift. The claims are fueling debate over U.S. strength and regional alliances.
And it makes a huge difference. And I can tell, I'm talking to America's allies in the region, just one by one by one. And I can't quote from these conversations, but I can tell you they all share this. And they all say, thank God that Donald Trump is here. Thank God that the two of you are acting together to remove this threat, not only to you, but to us.
In an incredible moment, the Iranian women's football team refused to sing the Islamic regime's national anthem at the opening match of the Asian Cup. That is the real feminist cause. Iranian women are standing up with America's help, in Congress to pass the Save America Act, calling for nationwide voter ID, proof of citizenship requirements, and tighter limits on mail-in ballots. Supporters say it would restore election confidence, while critics argue current systems are secure and warn the proposals could restrict voting access. The push is reigniting one of America's most heated political debates, election security versus voting rights. Vice President JD Vance says the U.S. has far greater military capabilities than publicly known and warned Iran that more action could follow. He emphasized President Trump's goal, preventing Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon. Officials describe multiple options on the table as tensions escalate and the region braces for what comes next. New footage shows Kuwait locals nearly violently attacking a downed US F-15E pilot who was shot down by Kuwaiti defenses on accident. They realized he was American and backed off. All pilots who were downed are confirmed safe.
Muhammad.
In a 6-3 decision, the Supreme Court rejected New York's latest congressional map after challenges over redistricting. The ruling impacts the Staten Island-based district and fuels fresh debate ahead of the midterms as both parties brace for map battles nationwide. Newsom loses big. Supreme Court blocks California law that tried to ban schools from informing parents if their child was transgender.
Other breaking news, the Supreme Court has handed down a ruling temporarily blocking a California law preventing teachers from informing parents about their students' gender expression.
Now, the state policy was intended to protect trans minors from abuse at home or rejection, but it raised questions about if parents had a right to know if their child is going through gender transition at school. California argued that students have the right to privacy about their gender expression. In an unsigned order, the court found, quote, "We conclude that the parents who seek religious exemptions are likely to succeed on the merits of their free exercise clause claim." The California order comes months after the court upheld state bans on gender identity-related health care for minors.
Argentina's President Javier Milei unleashed a fiery address to lawmakers, blasting leftist opposition and praising stronger ties with the United States and Donald Trump amid global tensions and reform pushes in Buenos Aires.
Ustedes que se entregaban a Venezuela y que se entregaban a los terroristas de Irán que nos metieron 2 bombas. ¡Dale! Donde la corrupta además firmó un memorándum y venía a explicarme qué pasó con Nisman. ¡Dale! ¡Manga de asesinos y chorros!
Liberal women are holding up portraits of fallen Ayatollah Ali Khamenei walking past Trump Tower in NYC. Are you serious? Is this the Liberals' 2026 campaign platform? Khamenei? Someone is paying for all of these signs. It's not organic. Former North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper has been exposed running away when asked why he released the man who killed Irina Zarutska.
Excuse me, Mr. Cooper? Why did you release DeCarlos Brown from prison early, allowing him to kill, please don't touch me, kill Irina Zarutska? You have no comment? Do you think Charlotte has a crime problem? Do you stand by releasing 3,500 prisoners as governor? You have no comment?
First Lady Melania Trump honors the fallen troops in the conflict against Iran, as she becomes the first U.S. First Lady to preside over the UN Security Council.
I shall now make a statement in my capacity as First Lady of the United States. First, my heartfelt condolences to the families who have lost their heroes, who sacrificed their lives for freedom. Their bravery and dedication will always be remembered. I extend my earnest wishes for a swift and smooth recovery to all those who have been injured. You are in my thoughts and prayers during these challenging times. The U.S. stands with all of the children throughout the world.
President Trump awarded the Medal of Honor to Command Sergeant Major Terry Richardson, honoring his Vietnam-era heroism. According to the citation, he repeatedly braved intense machine gun fire to rescue wounded troops and directed airstrikes under pressure, actions credited with saving dozens of lives. A powerful moment recognizing extraordinary courage and sacrifice in service to the nation. Smash that like button, share this update, and subscribe for real-time breaking news that matters to America. Drop your city and state in the comments. We want to know where you're watching from. Stay informed, stay ahead.